The whistle goes and the Masters men 5 and 6 points race is underway. Out in front there is Will Pereira. .59 to go now. Shane Hendren rolling through there to take the front. He now rolls up and Jeff Stoker comes through to replace him. Now we make our way around the track and down the front straight. That was Chris Ling, sorry, not Stoker. 58 to go, and on the front is Troy Fisher. .58 laps remaining. The bunch makes its way around the bend and down the front straight to get 57 to go. Kyle Hester swings up, makes its way down towards the back. Tim Matthews rolling through. See you, mate. Jay Dorboom now takes the front after Matthews rolls off. Ling now coming through towards the front. He starts to move up. Pereira following through, replacing him at the front. Now Hendren flick of his elbow, he moves up. Dave Jacobs now taking the front. We make our way around the track. Fisher out in the front. Fisher now moving up. Hester coming through. Hester swings up and Matthews comes through to replace him. Now it's Jay Dorboom out in front. Chris Ling again, 53 laps to go. So we're starting to get closer to our first sprint of the race. A lot of riders will have their eye on Ling, who will most likely try to take a lap in this race. Come now down the front straight to get 52 to go. Ling just keeping the pressure on the front. He'll lead into the sprint as well. Jacobs there just slipping off the back. Moving forwards is Andrew Stevens, just looking for the hip of Ling, possibly trying to take it from Pereira if he can't hold on once the jump happens. The bell now rings and it's Chris Ling out in front. Pereira following the wheel well. Stevenson now starting to slip back. Hendren keeping himself up there as well. Dorboom now coming over the top, trying to move himself forwards. Ling will lead down to the finish line and get himself the points for first. Ling now swings up the track. Pereira through up the inside. .49 to go. Ling now making a move. Pereira quick to follow. He knew it was coming. Stevenson doing the same. No one else from the peloton interested in chasing though. Dorboom coming through on the front of the peloton. Stevenson on the front of our leaders. 48 laps remaining in this race. And there are your results for Sprint 1. Chris Ling, our leader, followed by Pereira, followed by Dorboom, followed by Hendren. So a rider that has a lot to gain from this breakaway is Andrew Stevenson, who didn't get any points in that sprint. And now Ling starts to pull away from his breakaway companions. Stevenson and Pereira most likely left to their own devices. They'll come down the front straight. They might decide to wait for the peloton. They do have half a lap on it though. Be a good opportunity to take a lap. Dave Jacobs putting in a move to make his way onto the wheel of the chase group. Coming down the front straight there is Chris Ling. Jay Doroboom now putting in a move down the back straight. Down the front straight come our chasers to get 45 to go. 44 to go now for Ling as he comes around and makes his way down the front straight. Down the back straight go our peloton. Our leaders now getting 44 to go. Half a lap down on Ling. The peloton making its way slowly onto the wheels of the leaders of the chasers. Ling with 43 to go. He makes his way around the bend and down the back straight. As he enters the back straight, the peloton leave it. And crossing the line now to get 43 to go, we have our chasers as well. Jacob still leading the bridging move to our chasers from the peloton. And he does so successfully, so we've only got two groups on the track now. Chris Ling and the peloton. Ling with about a quarter of a lap left to catch the peloton with. The bell is going to ring for Ling. He makes his way down the back straight and he'll most likely get the points for first. Jacobs coming down the front straight. Stevenson now over the top of him. 41 to go for the peloton. 5 points to Ling. Rounding the bend is Stevenson on the front. He'll get the points for second, followed by Jacobs and then Doroboom for fourth. And Chris Ling makes his way onto the back as well. $20 points for Chris Ling for taking a lap, which means also that our last sprint will be double points. Andrew Stevenson swinging up the track there. Jay Doroboom rolling through. Now Ling coming to the front again. Stevenson quickly on his wheel. And we all come down the front straight now. 37 laps to go. Ling leads then on 30 points in front of Doroboom, Pereira and Stevenson, who are all tied in second on 3 points. Dave Jacobs on 2, Shane Hendren on 1, and the rest. Matthews and Fisher tied for 7th on 0, and Hester there on his own in last on -20. We see another move, this time being made by Troy Fisher. 35 laps to go and Fisher rolls up the track. He's going to have Jay Doroboom roll through. Chris Ling following as well. Ling now making his way down the back straight. On the front of this group, he swings up. And that's Stevenson there now rolling up the track. Troy Fisher taking the front. Dave Jacobs again leading the move to chase. .33 to go. We're getting ever closer to our third sprint of the race. Down the front straight we go now to get 32 laps to go. Ling now up the inside. Jacobs has made his way onto our leaders. And the bell rings for 31 to go. Ling leads. Around the bend we go. And he continues to pull away. Stevenson is going to go for the points for second. Followed by Fisher, followed then by Jacobs. Down the back straight now. Ling away on his own. Looks like as he comes along to get 29 laps to go, he's going to commit to that move. Fisher leading the chase somewhat apathetically. Jay Doraboom now coming through up the inside. Ling's going to make his way down the front straight and get 28 laps to go. No reaction from the peloton. The peloton riding its own race for second. Making our way around the bend and down the front straight, we get 26 to go. A look over the shoulder from Dave Jacobs as he rolls up the track. 24 to go now. Now Pereira leads down the back straight. "23 laps to go." And it's Kyle Hester who's going to lead us around. Jacobs now making a move over the top. Chris Ling there sitting up, opting to now resume his move. Maybe just giving the peloton a bit of a head start or something, making it more interesting for himself. Maybe also looking to get the points for first in the next sprint. And so the peloton make their way down the front straight. The bell is going to ring for Chris Ling. Dave Jacobs making a move as well. Down the back straight, Ling rounding the bend and coming down the back straight too. Down the front straight come our peloton. Down the front straight comes Ling. Ling will take the points for first. And now making their way around. I'm not sure if the peloton thought they had a late bell or not. Jacobs will take the points for second, followed by Fisher, followed by Hendren. And Ling now makes his way onto the back of the group. We have 18 laps to go. Ling with 10 times the number of points of the two riders in second place and a lead of 54. It's pretty much his race already won. Will Pereira making his way down the front straight. Now Shane Hendren, 16 to go. Chris Ling now rolling through to take the front. We now make our way around the bend and down the front straight to get 15 laps to go. Dave Jacobs out in front now. 14 laps to go. Ling now putting in a surge. Dorboom following the wheel. Few riders out the back there though, struggling to follow. The peloton make their way down the front straight, strung out and regrouping now that Ling is off the front. Troy Fisher up the inside there, no one following his wheel, letting him open up a bit of a gap. This is giving Ling an opportunity to possibly make a move. He'll make his way now down the back straight. A look up the track, they see a move by Dave Jacobs and react. Jacobs over the top though, we're going to get the bell. 11 laps to go, Jacobs still out in front, leading into the bend, but here comes Chris Ling over the top. Ling now leading down the back straight, pulling away from the other riders. Troy Fisher trying to follow, Jay Dorboom as well. Will Pereira trying to get himself a few more points too. 10 laps to go, Ling will get himself the points for first, and now he makes his way down the back straight. I was going to say and continue to take a lap, maybe looking to take some riders with him first. Jay Dorboom moving through, rolling up. Now he moves back down and takes the sprinters lane. Down the back straight we all go. Everybody back together. Rounding the bend we come down the front straight. We'll get 8 laps to go now. Ling still out in front on his own. Dorboom, sorry. Ling now bridging, and Ling is going to counter. No reaction from Dorboom. As I say that, he now moves down to try to chase. Jacobs also trying to move forwards onto the wheel of Dorboom and bridge to our breakaway riders. Rounding the bend, we come down the back straight. Chris Ling out in front, Jay Dorboom right on his wheel. Dorboom now up the inside as Ling swings up. He'll take the wheel of Dorboom as we get 6 laps to go. Down the back straight goes Ling with Dorboom on his wheel. Dave Jacobs now leading the bridge on his own with the peloton reluctant to follow the wheel. 5 laps left in this race. 3 points separate the top 6, 5 points separate the top 7 from second to 7, of course. So it's still anyone's race for the silver for second place. We do have 2 categories on the track at the moment. Down the back straight now. Rounding the bend and coming down the front straight. It's Jacobs out in front, looking over his shoulder at the riders behind him. We get 3 laps to go. It's Troy Fisher currently positioned in second. Dave Jacobs and Andrew Stevenson both on 6 behind Fisher. And Dave Jacobs out in the front group. Ling now puts in a move over the top and he starts to pull away from the riders behind him, rounding the bend and coming down the front straight. We'll get the bell. 1 lap to go. Ling there pulling away still. Now Jacobs on his own, followed by Dorboom, followed then by Hester. We make our way down the front straight towards the line, and Chris Ling crowns himself national champion. Dave Jacobs will move himself up into second. And we'll wait for the official result from the commissaires now.